Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So I just arrived at the gym, but I just want to make a quick video because on something I was thinking about. Nobody will remember you, Alhamdulillah. So the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of us, unfortunately, we hold too much value to other people's opinions and what people might think about us. We don't want to be laughed at, and I think that's a huge problem. That a lot of us don't want to be laughed at, and it's stopping you from becoming successful. It's stopping you from enjoying the fruits of life. You cannot enjoy life unless you're uncomfortable. Like, genuinely, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. When you're in a class, for example, there'll be 400 people in a room. Let's just say you're in a class full of 400 people. 350 of those people will have no idea what's going on. They will be completely lost. They won't have any understanding of the subject, but they won't say anything. And there'll be 5 people in that room that will actually ask all the questions. Those 5 people are literally asking questions on behalf of those 400 people. And those 5 people will be the most smartest and most successful people in the room. The reason being, because they're striving for knowledge much more than everybody else. And if you're someone who, for example, as brother's walking past, he's probably looking at me, judging me for talking to a camera right now. Again, who cares? Forget him. He doesn't know who I am. And I guarantee 2 or 3 weeks from now, he will forget that I was talking to a camera. I might see him in the gym like 4 weeks from now. He's not going to remember who I am. And even then, he's not going to hold value to this conversation, that the fact that he saw me talking to a camera. In the same way, in that classroom full of 400 people, 5 of those people... Oh, I didn't even realize he was in the car next to me. 5 of those people will ask questions and will give benefit to the rest of those people and themselves, especially themselves. You know, when I was in my biology class back in A levels, I got an A, Alhamdulillah. And I can guarantee that the reason I got that was literally just because I kept asking questions, and sometimes it was obvious questions, but I needed that understanding. I was aware that, you know, a lot of the people in this class know the answer to this question. And if I ask it, they'll realize I don't know it, and they'll assume, oh, he's stupid. But at the same time, so many of those people, there's a few, 5 of them, 6 of them who were in that class who were, you know, had the same question, but were too afraid to ask it. But because I asked it, they benefit from it. You see, you're getting good deeds from embarrassing yourself. You're getting good deeds from you know making people think you're stupid. You're not actually stupid, and those people who think that you're stupid, they will forget you within a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You know, as people, we're so self-obsessed. Okay, we're so concerned with our own failures and our own shortcomings and our own cringe moments that we completely forget other people's. And a lot of us fail to realize that. We think that, you know, oh, I remember that embarrassing thing that happened 2 months ago. People still remember. People don't remember. Very, very rarely will someone remember. And even if they do, who cares? A year from now, they'll have no recollection. You know, maybe 2, 4, 5 years from now, they'll literally have no idea that you existed. You sat in a classroom together. You saw each other a couple of times. You might have spoken a few times. 5, 6, 7 years. Literally no idea who that person was. I don't even remember if they existed. I don't remember a single conversation with them. Even your loved ones, even your closest loved ones, your closest family members, at one point they will forget you. Your name will never be mentioned again. Your face will never be remembered again either. I think I said that twice. Everything you do will, like, that is for your own benefit and for the benefit of your akhirah, basically. So everybody else, they're only a distraction. They're only stopping you, hindering you from what you are capable of. If you are not asking questions, for example, you know, increasing in knowledge because you're worried, oh, I might look dumb or people might judge me, that is a very, very small-minded and very weak way of thinking. Because you can only be successful, you can only be a winner in any kind of field by looking dumb, by failing a whole bunch of times. You cannot win without failing. Okay, you need to fail at least 200, 300 times if you want to win big. If you're someone who concerns themselves too much with what people think, you need to challenge that mindset. And you need to challenge that mindset to a point where you will seek discomfort. You will seek people laughing at you. You want people to laugh at you because you know that is the start of something big, something good. Okay, a great example that I thought of is, let's just say you're late to a class, you're half an hour late. Now, a lot of people, once they're half an hour late, and let's just say it's an hour class, they simply won't go to their class. They will go to, they'll be like, I'm half an hour late. What is the point? In the last 10 minutes of that class, the teacher might literally tell you what's gonna come up in the exam. In the last 10 minutes, the teacher might give a lesson that in that field that would benefit you weeks on and months on. He might even give a life lesson. Maybe he'll stop talking about the content of the subject and start talking about a life lesson. That life lesson could benefit you years on. But because you're too afraid that when you walk into the class, people look at you and be like, oh, he's late, you know, he's clearly not serious about his education. This guy is someone who has poor time management. People don't want to be seen as that, and because they don't want to be seen as that, they'll just simply not go to the class whatsoever. You're living your life based on people who will not remember that you were late to that class. How dumb does that? Just think about how dumb is that? That you would not go to a class that you wanted to go to, you had the intention of going to, that you showed up to, but because you were half an hour late and you looked at the time, you're like, oh, I'm half an hour late. You were like, I'm not going to go to this class. Those people will not remember that you were late to the class. Genuinely, if you ask me right now, the last class I went to, who was late, I could not tell you. I could not tell you. If you were to tell me to name them or what their faces look like, I don't know. I can't remember because I was too concerned with myself. You know, you'll be like, you know what, who cares if I failed 400 times? Who cares if I failed 400 times and everybody sees it and everybody looks at me and everybody laughs at me? Because then I'll succeed in the 401st attempt. I'll succeed so big that everybody will completely, because they've already forgotten my failures, be like, whoa, you know, you're so successful. How did you do it? You know, how did you do it? You must have been naturally gifted. You must have never failed ever. You must have had a genetic advantage that allowed you to do this. They don't know that you failed 500 times. I think the one who, what's his name? Edison something, or I think Edison, the guy who made the light bulb basically. I swear he had like 300 or 400 like ideas, like science experiments that completely failed before the light bulb, before he made the light bulb. And then literally the light bulb was literally everywhere, bro. I just turned the light bulb on right now. Sorry, I turned on my car. Literally 7 LEDs just popped up. That was all from him. All of this stemmed from that. If you ever think about light, you think him. But you don't think about the 400 failures that become before it. Until I, apologize, Edison. Until I, brought it up right now and, actually told you about his failures, you didn't have any idea that he failed so many times. The point I'm trying to make is success lies on failure. Success lies on people laughing at you, thinking you're stupid, judging you, questioning you. That is where you become successful. If you can't do that, then you have to risk just living an average life. And I don't know about you, maybe you're happy with that, you're comfortable with that, that's fine, that's you. Don't be afraid to look a little dumb. Don't be afraid to look stupid. Don't be afraid to be laughed at. If you are laughed at, that's a sign you're doing something good. If people are, judging you, laughing at you, thinking you're dumb or something, like all of that, likely you're doing something right. And they're too afraid to do it themselves, and so that's why they're laughing at you, and that's why they're judging you, because they're confused on how somebody else is doing it, and they wish they could do it as well. So yeah.
If you're struggling with your 5 daily prayers, please join my free Discord community dedicated to establishing Salah. And I also offer free 1-to-1 coaching calls for any personal challenges or self-improvement goals you might have. Check the description for links to join and book a call. Jazakallah khair.